Oh, the scene I'm trying to describe is like all quiet on the Western Front. So these German soldiers, like it's before World War I. German soldiers are getting in there, and they're this guy. You looked at me. I knew that was coming. All right, listen. Oh man, dude, Marcus and I stayed up till 3 a.m. literally just laughing for 3 hours, just about nothing. Listen, I got to get a grip for the rest of the show, man. You got to stop. All right, listen. Welcome to The Cover, where three Hoosier friends judge books by their covers and movies by their trailers.
That's right. I'm Brett, here with my fellow Indiana natives, Remington and Marcus, ready to dive into the stories that keep us up all night and occasionally put us to sleep.
Whether you're a bookworm, movie buff, or just here for the witty banner, we've got you covered.
Each week, we'll dissect a different book or movie, sharing fun facts, hot takes, and moments that make Marcus cry. Spoiler alert, we're not experts, but we're definitely opinionated.
From literary masterpieces to blockbuster flops, nothing is safe from our snarky reviews and wild tangents. Who knew Hoosiers could be this entertaining?
So grab your popcorn and reading glasses, because we're about to embark on a hilarious journey through the pages and screens that shape our lives. Or at least our weekends.
You're listening to The Cover. Let's get the show on the road before one of our kids wakes up.
Did you know that 40% of American adults are considered obese and only 4% of Japanese adults are considered obese?
These are the same metrics they use for both.
Yes, and check this out. Japanese adults don't even work out very much. They all get 10,000 steps in a day. So there's bigger cities.
Dude,
every single one of them?
Steps are a big deal.
Steps are a big deal. And, yeah, well, not every single one of them probably. But also... Drew has talked about this before. The 80% rule. What? It is a culture of
they just don't
eat until
much.
You're 80% full. And so after World War II, which we'll talk plenty about tonight.
It's because their food sucks. I'm being serious. If you have bland food,
who wants to eat all that?
All right,
yeah,
I'll just be done.
So after World War II,
I've never thought about that, but our food is amazing.
After World War II, America is essentially helping Japan recover. They make it a rule that every single school child needs to eat one healthy meal a day at least. So that's all subsidized. It's part of their school program. After America leaves, that's one of the things they kept. And to this day, fresh food is made. Everybody from the students, the teachers, any guests at the school that day all eat the same thing. Yeah. Healthy food. 4%. It's pretty impressive, dude. If you got 4% of a town to be obese, that would be impressive in America.
Yeah, I mean...
4% of a country.
If we're going from American metrics, that's very impressive.
It's crazy.
And it's only going to get worse because of food and pharma, but don't get me started.
Oh, we got GLP-1s.
Oh, okay.
There's a drug for that.
What CBS... I like their Sunday morning program because one week... they'll do the right side, and then you'll be like, oh, man, I didn't see that coming. And then next week, they do the hardcore left side. You're like, there it is. Oh. And they just always back and forth every week.
I thought you were going to say subject. The wrong side.
Oh. Also, the same, yeah. They do the job. Yeah. Hey, welcome to The Cover Podcast. I'm your host, Brett Wiggins. And as always, to my left is...
Marcus Mangus.
And sitting to my right is Sir
Remington Ramsey.
We're not obese. We answer 9 questions.
I might be a little obese.
What is the number? Is it based on just weight or is it BMI?
So it'd be
I think
BMI.
It's BMI.
Yeah, it's not just weight. What are you talking about?
Well,
somebody that's 5'5" isn't going to have the same numbers.
Well, no. I'm not saying.
You meant percentage.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, I think
because the Marines, if you're jacked and a small fat, you're actually considered obese.
Oh, right. Because you're muscle mass.
You could be 10% body fat.
Yeah.
Because it's based on BMI.
And BMI is not, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, email us, coverpod@gmail.com. We answer 9 questions.
The Coverpod. Do not email Coverpod.
The Coverpod.
The cover pod. Not duh cover. Remember what was cool?
Duh cover.
The cover. We answer 9 questions sometimes.
We can say that now because
every
they're
week.
coming to Indiana.
That's right.
About-
Gary Bears.
Oh, Chicago.
People thought they were bluffing.
I did. I totally thought.
Here's the deal. And people saying they're going to change their name, they don't have to change their name.
No, they don't have to change their
No.
name.
New York Giants, New York
Giants.
Jets,
Everybody from Hammond says they're from Chicago.
New England Patriots, Foxborough. Nobody even knows where Foxborough is.
Yeah.
It's where they play.
Yeah.
Now, same state in that case.
You
But
sound like
They
Colin
couldn't even call
Cowherd.
it Boston. They had to say New England.
Boston.
Baston. Hey, it's usually about one of your favorite books or movies. We got a book for you. Let's go.
Whoop-ah!
Sir Remington, what are we covering?
In the days and months after Pearl Harbor, the lives of Japanese Americans across the continent and Hawaii were changed forever. In this unforgettable chronicle of wartime, it only took 2 sentences this time, of wartime America in the battlefields of Europe, Daniel James Brown portrays the journey of Rudy Tekiwa, Fred Shishowski, and Cat's Meow, who volunteered.
That was so bad.
Who volunteered for the
You
442nd.
listened to 15 hours of this book and you can't say
Yeah,
their
but
names.
they always said Rudy, Fred, and Cat's Meow. I can say that.
and in his defense, he listened to 7.5 hours.
Oh, no.
2x.
I only missed one of the 20.
No. 2x. I'm talking about 2x. I wasn't calling
Today
you
I
out.
did 2.65. It was unbelievable. I was
can't.
driving.
Have you ever-
I was driving, and I was driving 20 over the speed limit. Listening to this, I'm like,
okay, but when you listen to 2.65 and then you go back to 1.5, it's
it's
slow
so
motion.
slow. You're like, what is this guy doing?
I almost never listen higher than 1.2.
No. 1.5 is a must, unless I like the celebrity and I want to hear their voice. Like McConaughey, you just got to do 1.2.
I do 1.2 on everything and then 1.5 and up
if
from
you're
there.
yeah. Yeah, I've never really been a 2 guy until like this week. I'm like, I gotta go. Let's go ahead and do this. Who volunteered for the 442nd Regimental Combat Team and were deployed to France, Germany, and Italy, where they were asked to do the near impossible. Brown also tells a story of their parents, immigrants, who were forced to submit to life in concentration camps on U.S. soil. Woven throughout the chronicle of Gordon Hirabashi, one of the cadre of patriotic registers who stood up against the government in defense of their own rights. Whether fighting on battlefields or in courtrooms, these were the Americans under unprecedented stain, doing what Americans do best: striving, resisting, pushing back, rising up, standing on principle, laying down their lives, and enduring. This book is Facing the Mountain, an inspiring story of Japanese American patriots in World War II, written by #1 New York Times bestselling author of The Boys in the Boat, Daniel James Brown.
Is he our favorite in this category?
In this category, he's top 3. Probably. Like, here's the thing: Boys in the Boat is my favorite, so that's hard to like. But I don't know if all his
else?
body of works.
Not just what we've done in the cover.
I like Eric Larson.
Okay.
I
And
like
he's Devil in
Eric
Devil in
Larson's
City.
good.
Devil in the White City. I like. If we're talking about biopics, I like Chernow, who wrote Hamilton. Like, are you talking about like historical narratives?
I'm not talking about. Yeah, I'm talking about this narrative nonfiction.
So what are the other options that we've read? Whoever wrote
Devil in the White City
the
was a good
KKK
one.
book.
The KKK one.
I mean,
would
that
make
was
sense.
a page turner.
Yeah, that was Timothy Egan.
Yes, I haven't read any of his other stuff, but
haven't
that
either.
book was phenomenal.
But man, Daniel James Brown.
I
can
do love
write.
Daniel James Brown.
We've read some great work. Which for somebody
You
who-
guys didn't like the
Indifferent Stars Above?
You guys didn't like Indifferent Stars Above as much as I did.
What?
Oh,
I loved
it.
that.
Oh, okay.
It was Nate who hadn't actually read the book and listened to the podcast.
Yeah.
That was his first podcast.
You know, we were just we it was hard to get through the flesh.
I know that I've said this, but I will never forget sitting around the campfire cooking food on the campfire while reading book.
this book.
Little disconcerting.
Oh,
Little
in the book they
disconcerting.
eat people. Go back and listen to
Donner
that
Party.
episode. Yes.
Donner
You
Party.
know
Donner
what?
Party of 4.
3.
I should just. I think I should just do that every time. I should just do that every time. I should go in and I should say that we're a party of 9, and I should say my name is Donner, and then when they call me, I should be like, actually, it's 8.
Actually, it's just 8. I forgot. Yesterday, it's tough.
I will. I'm 100% gonna do that.
If someone decided to listen to this episode first, I love it. I love it.
Hey, what'd you know going into it?
I'll tell you this much. I did not. This was the book that I screwed up. This was the book that I thought we were reading when we read The Donner Party. It was shocking, to say the least, when I got in the first.
How far in?
I mean, I think in the prologue, it actually, or the epilogue, or not the epilogue, the prelude or whatever is the beginning of the book. It basically says they're eating people.
I will never forget. Remington was like, yeah, Indifferent Stars Above. It's about the Japanese internment camps, World War II, and everything. And I'm like, sweet, I'm all in. I get the book and I read Donner Party on it, and I'm like, I don't think this is what Remington thought it was.
We just went for it.
Yeah,
we're going.
Yeah, that's what I love about us. Is like sometimes we really talk about what we're listening to or reading or watching, and other times we don't. And so we're all having this other
because
experience.
James Brown? Was it because that?
Yeah. So what after we read Boys in the Boat, I bought all his stuff.
Yeah.
And I just stacked them, and I confused the titles, which is easy to do, by the way, because there's no mountain in this book. I thought it'd be about like.
There's definitely a mountain in this book.
No, there's a hill, but there's not a. He says hill. They're talking about. The point is.
Take the hill that is on the mountain, my friend.
Okay. The point is, it's not about a physical mountain. But we'll get into that.
Oh,
kinda.
Sure. What did I know going into it? Not a thing. I knew nothing. I didn't know anything about this book. But I always go in blind.
This is why you shouldn't get high in high school.
But here's my question. Here's my question, though. Knowing after reading it, how much of it did you know?
Dude, I didn't know that there were Japanese concentration
Yeah, me either. Did
at
you?
all.
Yeah.
At all.
I had no idea.
So when do you think you learned this?
High school.
High school.
You heard that. You read in high school that because of Pearl Harbor that kicked off.
I definitely
Japanese.
knew that.
Really?
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
I
no
didn't
idea.
know that. I brought this up to our friend Chris Hammond this week. Saw him and he was like, "Oh yeah, for sure." Learned that. I never remember learning anything about this. This was shocking.
Maybe we did. It just was not. I mean, when you're a 16-year-old brain and you're learning about a subject,
You don't think it matters?
well,
At least
first
I
of all,
don't.
it's
I
not
didn't.
real until you see it on a film.
Sure.
And I will say that like some of the films we've been watching recently, right leading up to this, especially some of the war films like Full Metal Jacket, like when you read some of the stuff, Stars and Stripes, the cover thread, it plays the vivid imagery. At one point he's talking about, I'm standing here talking to my friend 1 second. The very next second, he is in 10 different places.
Yeah.
And they said they feared cracking mentally over death because of what it does to you.
One of the scenes that really stuck out to me in this book that really speaks to what you're talking about, and we don't have to spend very much time on it, but it struck me in both this and in Band of Brothers, which I don't think you guys have seen.
No,
right?
I need to.
But when they liberate that French town, I think it is, they liberate that French town and everybody's coming out and they're thanking them and stuff like that. And then they're taking these women and they're cutting their hair and they're beating them. and
Anyone
they're-
that was a German apologist, little too friendly to them. while they were
Anybody
there.
that was too friendly with the
Yep.
Germans, including the women who,
Well, hold on.
were
Nazis.
cohorting.
The Nazis.
The Nazis, yeah.
Nazis. Just to be
They were cohorting with the
Yeah.
Nazis.
Yeah.
But they show that in Band of Brothers.
Oh,
wow.
really?
And it's almost like one of them read the other one and did exactly that.
Yeah.
So it was really vivid
Yeah.
in my mind because I'd seen Band of Brothers.
So this was written in 2019.
This book?
Yeah. I would, because of and if you read it, you listen to it. Apparently,
I'm sure that he was working on it for a lot longer.
apparently reading it,
What's your point?
it's a little, I would have guessed it was like his first one.
Oh, because it's not as
smooth.
well. When was Boys in the Boat written? Like,
I don't know the answer to that question. Maybe it is. His
wouldn't
first one.
Matt? Maybe it is his first one.
Well, here's the deal.
No, Boys in the Boat's older than that.
But also 2019, he would have put out a lot of work in 6 years if that's the case. But
it's a different kind of project though, because he's following 4 very different people from like different areas,
different perspectives of the
Yeah,
war.
and it's not only that, but the
and they're
books.
serving in different. Like,
It's broken up into 5 different sections too, and I think we should probably break it down and actually share what's happening in each section. Like we talked, it's been so long since we did. What's the last book we did?
Seductive Poison.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah,
That was good. That and Educated.
dude, we read some bangers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some real good, real nice.
Boys in the Boat was written in 1936. I'm sorry. The story was
By
1936.
Joseph Goebbels.
Joseph.
Redone by Daniel James Bond.
99999.
You got to scroll a long way on Amazon.
Dude.
June 4th of 2013 was
Yeah.
Daniel James Brown. Was The Boys in the Boat. And I'm going to look up his other stuff. By the way, this is still #1. So he's smart. So Brett and I both launched a book. Marcus hasn't. And on Amazon, you can choose a subcategory, and the goal is to dominate that subcategory. That book is #1 in boating, #1 in Olympic Games, and #1 in sports history. But I didn't even know boating was.
Yeah, well done.
Sports history. That's
But he's
pretty
currently, this was written and launched June of 2013. Currently #1 in those 3 categories. You know how hard that is
I
to
bet
do?
the movie really injected into that as
I thought
well.
the movie was good.
Yeah, movie is,
good.
it's okay. It's
Good, not great.
Yeah. But if you haven't read the book,
If
and it
you
makes read the
haven't
book,
read the book, I've had people that are like, man, it just seemed like it. That they noticed and they didn't realize that they noticed. Like they thought it was unbelievable how they went from never rowing before to winning the Olympic
Olympics.
Games in 1 year. And
because that's how the movie.
Well,
makes
it's technically 2
feel.
years.
No, the way the movie makes it feel
Oh.
is like it's all 1 year. It takes them 3 years before they actually win the Olympics.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they're varsity, then they're the JV, and but it takes them 3 years, and we go through all 3 years. And when I told him, oh yeah, it's actually 3 years, he was like, yeah, I guess that makes more sense, because he actually thought the movie was somewhat unbelievable that you could go from nothing
It is actually unbelievable.
to winning
He's right.
the Olympic Games.
Smart guy. Hey, we need to get into our 30-second synopsis. Marcus has got to count.
I have it, I think.
The most unbelievable part of that entire story to me of Boys in the Boat is there's whole chapters dedicated on talking about the physical specimen that you have to be an Olympic rower.
Mm-hmm.
Like 9 times the amount of intake of breath of a normal person.
It's really incredible.
like horse kind of breathing. And the fact that Joe Rance, the central character, is so poor, he's on food stamps. And I will say the movie does a great job. There's one scene that rings in my head.
Yeah.
Is he goes to a soup kitchen after going to practice all day, and there's teammates of his that are serving at the soup kitchen, so he chooses not to eat that day, and then shows up to practice the next day. Like, we've all been athletes before, not on this level. Can you imagine having to do that and being malnourished, which is what he was? Anyway, that book is phenomenal.
So is the episode that we did on it. So go
That's
check
right.
it out. Marcus, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do your 30-second synopsis. Marcus, hit us with your 9 words.
While parents suffer injustice, Japanese Americans fight for America.
Well
Noble.
done.
Noble. Slam poetry. Japanese Americans. Japanese Americans. Japanese or Americans. War hysteria.
I see what you did there.
Numbers written on their skin. in a fenced-in camp. These relocation centers sound a whole lot like something else I heard of. Did Gordon write any books on conflict resolution? He should have. Proof that anyone's willpower can be worn down. Isn't Rudy the best? Rudy's the best, right?
Rudy's the best.
Texas needs saved. Call the 442nd. Facing the mountain. I get it. Atomic bomb number 1. Atomic bomb number 2. Verdicts. Japanese Americans are Americans. Medals of honor as well. Woohoo.
2 and woohoo.
2?
2.
Woohoo. That's Remy.
Do you remember when was it Rem that realized for the first time at some point? Maybe it was when we saw it live.
That you were rhyming?
I'm a general. Whee!
Oh, yes.
Right? You didn't realize
Dude,
it?
I had never seen that. And I watched it like 3 or 4 times prior to
Man,
that.
it's
Yeah.
so good.
I also realized I had never finished Hamilton until that night. It's so long. I just always fall asleep.
Second act is long. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it takes you a while to get the second act.
Have you seen it live?
No.
Dude.
Got to do it live.
Phenomenal.
Got to do it live, man.
Phenomenal.
Honestly,
Ridiculous.
because Lin-Manuel's not that great of a singer. Like
Right.
he's an acquired taste. He's more of a writer.
Yeah.
It's probably better. There's 3 roles that are just irreplaceable in Hamilton, but the rest of them are up for grabs. And the George Washington,
Dude, the George Washington we
in
saw
the indie
was
show
awesome.
was incredible.
Yeah, he stole the show.
His voice was incredible.
He stole the show.
I bet it's tough to beat Diggs. David
Yeah.
Diggs.
Yeah, he's one.
And
now I
then-
will
and
say
then-
you can't be him. You have to do something different.
yeah.
and that's what they did, and they did it.
That's
pretty
what.
good.
That's what I think. You go in and you're expecting what you know, and then you slowly love the fact that they did the characters themselves.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I've at least
They
seen it
bring
so much.
their own thing
Yes,
to
and you
that
have
character.
to. You have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one is Burr. He crushes it.
Yeah, the Burr in ours was
Lindsay.
It's hard to get better
What's his
than
name?
him.
Leslie.
Yeah,
Odom
Odom.
Jr.
Yeah, it's tough to get better than him.
He's good.
He's pretty phenomenal. Now in ours, Burr and
Angelica.
Hamilton.
Angelica.
And then Angelica.
Burr and Hamilton are interchangeable in the one we saw.
Burr and who?
Burr and Hamilton, I believe.
No, they were just understudies.
Oh, of each other.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Which you said is normal.
That's tough. Well, that's a tough understudy. Like that's
Yeah,
double
'cause
the lines.
You'd have to know. the whole
But you're
thing.
interacting so much; it's probably very helpful as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So you know what to.
And honestly, if you're a fan, if you're a fan of these shows, you probably know every line of the thing.
So Willow just did
Yeah,
theater
most
camp
of it's singing.
2 weeks ago, and you said that'd be a tough role. So I thought about Willow. She was supposed to go on stage. She did Wicked for Good, and she was the character Ruby, and she's supposed to go on stage and hula hoop, but she calls it a hoolie hoop, so she can't find it. When she's supposed to go out there, she just goes out there and she still shakes her hips like she has a hula hoop the whole time.
Dedication.
How's she not find it?
show
Is
must-
she in
the
charge
show
of
must
it?
go
Dude,
on.
she's having a blast talking to all of her friends after the show, and Riley goes back there to get her, and she sees Riley, and she goes, "I couldn't find my hula hoop, my hula hoop."
That's great.
Hey, what made us stop and think? Favorite moments, hidden gems. Share some quotes during this time. What do we got?
Cover thread.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. My favorite note that I'm reading just from my first is this guy's name is Cat's Meow. And we listened to it.
It's a saying.
It's a saying. It's a
He's the cat's meow.
He's the cat's meow.
Like he's the bing bang boom.
He's the bing bang boom.
Oh, I can't wait for somebody other than me to get in trouble for being racist.
What?
Yes, cat's meow. Bing bang boom.
He's the big man on campus, you know. Hey, you talk about cover thread.
Cats Miho.
Ju-
Cats Miho.
Joe Rance, homeboy,
Yeah.
stayed in the same boiler room
Yep.
as Joe Rance.
Joe Rance. We just talked about him.
Man, we love that. We love it.
So one of the things they talked about with Cats at the beginning. So the beginning piece is Pearl Harbor hits you right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they go and they tell you about where all of these guys were, you know, at that time.
Yeah.
Like what they're experiencing, gives them some of their background and things. I thought this was interesting. One of the things that Katz's father, who ran a hotel in Hawaii, right? One of the things that he said is that they had to maintain the right posture of the eternal dance between the giri and the ninjo. The giri is one's obligation to follow strict rules and norms of society, and that often clashed with the ninjo, one's natural feeling of warmth and compassion for fellow humans. And then it says, much in life, Katsuchi taught his children depended on exhibiting both qualities, each in the correct measure at the correct time. I thought that was really cool to be able to do both, right? You've got to know and have warmth and compassion for your fellow humans, but also there are rules and there are traditions, and those things are there for a reason.
Love it.
I think that's cool.
Yeah. That's I was listening to the very last part of the book, and I was thinking about balance, and I was thinking about, not to jump too far ahead, but like we talked, I can't remember what episode we talked about, maybe it's Full Metal Jacket, where we talked about war and who's right and is God on either side, because at the end of the book there's a quote that says, does God, one of the soldiers decided he's not going to be a minister when he gets done with the war. He was in ministry. Yep. He's like, I'm going to quit ministry because how could I go back to being a pastor? Thou shalt not kill. And then the next quote,
he does end up going back though.
Yeah,
which is cool.
The next quote is, does God only care about people, or does he care about causes? And I thought that was an interesting take. I think we all have strong opinions about that based on, biblical principles, and we can get into that, but it got me thinking, like, I think it was Full Metal Jacket. We talked about, like, as Americans, there's a few wars where we didn't feel like we were called to be in the war. Yeah. And we were fighting for a just cause. But in some cases, there's Christians on both sides of the war. And how do you reconcile with that? So I actually called a soldier friend of mine on the way here, and I didn't reach him, and I'm going to get his take on this. Because I was reading in Corinthians earlier this week about Paul saying, it was a chapter basically dedicated to, like, Christians shouldn't sue each other. Like, if there's injustice done to you, just let the injustice be, and all this kind of stuff. So, like, it's a really interesting take, because you take the Old Testament where God is literally charging holy cleansings, go in and kill everything, man, women, child, animals. And then you have the veil is torn, and we have this new covenant. And now it's like, okay, if you're a Christian fighting in Germany, I mean, that's a pretty blatant, hey, you shouldn't be doing that during World War II if you know what you're fighting for. But All Quiet on the Western Front suggests they don't know. They don't know what's going on. They're not in the concentration.
Isn't All Quiet on the Western Front World War One?
It's World War One, but but still, they don't know. They don't know the propaganda. They're being lied to.
Yep.
And so you got Christians fighting Christians on either side, being patriotic, quote unquote. Anyway, what do you guys think about all that?
I think the truth sets you free. Like, once they found out the truth, I'm sure there was remorse. There was, if they were really truly Christian, then yeah, once they find out what's actually going on. But to your point, they thought they were fighting.
But take any war. Do you think God is on a side? I mean, not counting where he is basically telling his people, the Israelites. I'm talking about modern day wars.
I maybe this is naive of me, but I think nowadays, since the veil's been torn, I think it probably all breaks his heart tremendously. I don't know. I mean, maybe it all is just like, yeah, he can take all of it and make it good, and he does. But I think it absolutely breaks.
You got extreme views in the U.S. You've got Shakers and Quakers who don't believe in.
But I also believe that it's necessary in many cases. Like in this case, we're literally defending ourselves.
Correct.
Like that it's not Christian to sit back and just take it. That's not
right.
So
well, and
like
we talked.
Bonhoeffer is such an interesting example of that in World War II, right? Because he gets to the point. He grew up in Germany, was a Christian. Was a Christian leader, a pastor. He gets to the point where he's like, all right, I can't sit back anymore, and then he goes into Germany to
Be a spy.
Be a spy. That's like, to me, and there are a lot of stories that are like that.
Yeah.
Amongst the Germans or the Austrians or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
And so it did exist, but I think that this would be a good example of, rooting for is an interesting question.
I didn't say really. I said, is he on a side? Is he
on a side?
Yeah, because the quote in the book is, does God care about people or does he care about causes? That's a pretty interesting quote.
It's an interesting question.
And it's loaded. I don't think it's an easy 1, 2, 3 answer, but
because it's a sinful world as it is.
So
at some level,
the problem is this book is
level,
about World War II, and it's pretty obvious that the U.S. was on the side fighting for for Christian principles.
At least what God would want.
Correct, but you think about the Revolutionary War. There's a lot of people today that think we shouldn't have broken off of England. That we should have bowed to our leaders kind of thing.
Totally.
All I know is they blew a 13 colony lead.
Imagine this. Benedict Arnold could be a hero today.
Yeah.
What's the
quote from Napoleon?
What's the quote?
Treason.
Treason is just a matter of dates,
Yes.
right? Yeah, just a matter of dates.
What movie is that from? The Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh man, I walked right
the
into
cover
that one.
thread, baby.
How did you not know
the
that?
cover thread?
Man,
I think we should read. You know what?
Read that book?
What were we doing? We were placing a bet last episode. I can't remember what the bet was on, but I think the consequence should be we have to read that book now, knowing that Brett didn't like the movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
I bet the book.
That would be what I
started reading. I started reading the book.
I don't think they wrote a Big Lebowski book.
I'm talking about Count of Monte Cristo.
I don't think they wrote that book. I don't know. Probably
Actually, it is a book.
The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It is a book.
Great. Well, as usual, the books are better.
Can you imagine? I think the only thing that I can imagine, I guess we can, is when we went through 9/11, what everybody was feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Confusion,
think
panic.
that's an important undercurrent to the entire conversation, because it's really, really easy to be standing here today and to say that the policies that created this entire story with the internment camps and everything else were wrong. It's really easy to sit here and say that today.
Well, that was going to be my question. What would you have done different?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Because I think I was driving, I was thinking about, I knew this would come up, right? So you're talking specifically, and let's play.
That's why I'm saying like we're gonna start the story somewhere.
Yeah.
You start with Pearl Harbor.
This is where he starts in the book. He paints the
attacked
picture
by the Japanese,
and immediately America's response is all Japanese Americans are now held under martial law in internment camps, essentially concentration camps, and until further notice, you have to prove abundantly clear that
this is on the West Coast.
Yep.
It's not nationwide, right? Just West.
I mean, there is.
It is the West
go all the
Coast.
way as far as Idaho or something like that.
Yeah. So I think pretty much West Coast.
West Coast, but I mean, it's a nation thing, right? So, and
guys, 94%, 93 or 94% was the stat. 90 of Americans were okay
with it,
with the C, which would be the people who immigrated here from Japan, being interned,
detained.
And only 25% said that they weren't okay with the Nisei or whatever. Nisei. That the Nisei, which would be Americans.
Look at this, Marcus. So they're showing historical depictions of what it looked like for them to detain Japanese Americans. So essentially, Pearl Harbor happens. We freak out. Within days, we start this process.
Well, they went back, called this war hysteria. Is that
Yes.
the phrase they used?
Well, only 20. I'm just saying, only 25% of Americans that were polled
Said
that they were not okay with American citizens, the Nisei,
Right, Japanese American.
also being imprisoned alongside of them in these camps.
These would have been that, and that would have been predominantly the children of those.
Correct.
Yes, anybody
they were
of
born.
Japanese
They were
ancestry.
born in America
Yeah.
to immigrants from Japan, so they are American citizens.
Now, pre World War II, was there any underlying suspicion of Japan and America? Like, was there any preamble? Was there?
Well, it definitely hints that
Just
there's
underlining
certain-
racism.
There's certainly racism.
No. But like, as a country, were we fearful of Japan? Were they even on our radar? Were they doing anything? Like,
I don't know. Rudy makes it sound like it was inevitable that we would get attacked by.
Who was the
Japan.
character
Oh, wow.
in the first part of the
Because
book?
he was the one. He was the one that actually studied over
Okay.
there and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but there was a character in the book that said, "I'm ashamed because I grew up thinking that I grew up proud to be Japanese in America." I think it was a female character actually, and she goes, "I'm ashamed of my country that I was born in, attacking the country that I love, and all this stuff." Like it was like, so she was a
It
school.
might have been Katz's sister
Okay, yeah,
because she was over in Japan.
yes.
Yes, she's the one.
And she's
who's
like,
in
we've been
Japan.
told this whole time that they love us, and I'm ashamed of my own country now, kind of thing. But yeah, so here's what's interesting. So to give a little bit of the history, I don't know about like it being blatantly obvious that Japan is going to attack us, but the racism starts. The native Hawaiians dwindled from 90% to 25% in less than 100 years because of missionary planters, Anglo-Saxon, that believed white man was superior. So like this is how it happens. You've got that, and then you've got insurgents from Japan and from China and
Immigrants. You
I'm
said
sorry.
insurgents.
yes, insurgents. That reminds me of
I think you mean
that
immigrants.
reminds me of Cat Williams talking about smoking while he watches the news. And he goes, "I don't even have no insurgent friends." Oh man. Anyway, so yeah, so you got the Japanese transplants, which are frustrated and confused why their heritage is attacking them. And so for America, if they're confused and frustrated, white Americans and government confused, like what do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do? Because at some point you don't trust anybody, and if there is that many people that could turn on you, I mean, I don't know.
Did we hear?
I just think
I don't-
that's why I think that this is why, like, who we elect and who we have creating policy
Impacts
is
the next 100 years.
So important.
Yeah.
It's so important because you just have to have a ton of wisdom, and you're almost certainly going to make mistakes one way or the other, and you've got to decide like what mistakes are worth living with. He talks about the range of emotions that people had. In the first few hours, Americans' reactions ran the gamut from rage and fear to relief. The last one of those, relief, sometimes came as a surprise, even to those who felt it most acutely. The country had spent the years since World War I assiduously trying to ignore what was happening in the rest of the world, convincing itself that the growing global mayhem was someone else's problem, even as it had become more obvious that it wasn't. Now that line of reasoning was suddenly extinct. The endless uncertainty was over. Now they've been attacked. It's like, okay, we're in now.
Right.
We can't ignore it any longer. This, what was it? The sleeping giant, or yeah. Churchill said the sleeping giant. Is that what he called us? Sleeping something has been awoken.
Yeah. So, and was there any, like, I don't, and they didn't cover it in the book, and maybe it's because it didn't happen. Was there any issues with Japanese living in America?
Like
Just
before
racism.
this?
Yes.
Just
before-
racism. I mean,
No.
it was
No,
just,
no, from the Japanese side. Like, were there any Japanese
Not that we read about
spies?
in the book.
Yeah, I don't. It just yeah. So yeah,
attacking capitalism.
yeah. I don't.
So So the first 5 chapters,
like how do they rationalize? Is what you're saying?
Or was there something that they pointed to?
Well, Walter Lippmann, they said that Walter Lippmann, who was a very famous reporter, had essentially said, "Hey, the reason that they haven't come for the West Coast yet, but it's only a matter of time until they do, and they're just getting." He basically said they're just getting all of their spies in a row. They're getting all the information, and this guy was super well respected. I actually remember remember reading one of his books in college.
Pre-Pearl Harbor?
On rhetoric.
This is pre-Pearl Harbor, you're
No,
saying?
this is after Pearl Harbor.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And this is all drumming up all of this fear to create this war relocation authority that creates the camps. It wasn't quite days before they had the camps up and going.
no, I'm not saying the camps were up and going, but this is what started the process.
Mayhem and the hysteria, and it was driven by the media. It was driven by the politicians. And
It's not just the camps.
Towns.
It's not just the camps, and you could almost, I don't want to say justify, but you could almost understand the camps or something like that until we figure out what's what. I don't see another way. But what happened was they forced people, in the first 5 chapters, they describe the scene. And you've got first and second generation Japanese families who are forced to sell everything because they're about to go into the camps and they can't take anything with them. There was a business that was started. I think I wrote it down, but there was a guy who started a business essentially that would rent space for Japanese families to basically store the first storage units, so that they could get their stuff back. And they almost did it as like a ministry. And so it was stuff like that where it's like you think about concentration camps and you think about the most horrific things that happen. And in the end of this book, it actually describes these Japanese 442nd
finding the actual
actually seeing some of the things that are happening, horrific things that I had actually never even heard of yet with the children.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened in America, but it's the same concept where once you get power, you abuse that power. So there wasn't a bunch of stories of what happened, but if you think about Louis Zamperini, no one knew what the bird was doing outside of the camp. Yeah. And so stuff like that probably happened in Japanese camps.
Totally.
Abuse of power.
Especially the ones where they had the the no boys or whatever, the ones that said that they
wouldn't
they weren't loyal.
Yes.
Or they wouldn't mark it down.
Right.
That they were loyal to either side.
Correct.
Wait, is that the ones that stole the bus? Oh no, that was Rudy.
Yeah, Rudy did that.
That's hilarious.
Dude, that story's awesome. No, the no boys.
Oh
are
yeah,
the ones
because they
sent
tried to make the black soldier.
Yeah.
Talk about cover thread.
Yeah, that's a very
I love
funny
that
historical story.
These guys, and Marcus, you've talked about your time with your fraternity members so much. It's like what they've gone through supersedes anything else.
Yep.
They've ever experienced.
Yeah.
And it's the same when they come back to the US and people try to give the Japanese Americans a hard time, and he's like, dude, there's white soldiers.
Are you kidding me? Do you see these medals?
Do you see his medals? What are you doing?
He slaps the chick.
Yeah, dude, he slaps a girl.
Not the Japanese guy.
Yeah.
The guy behind him.
Yeah.
In line. This girl is like,
it's
I'm
at
sorry.
The Red Cross
Yeah,
girl. Yeah.
the Red Cross girl, and he's just trying to figure something out.
Where his family's staying.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out where his family is.
Yeah.
And he says to this lady's like, oh, well, I think there's some Japs standing over there. And the soldier behind him gets up and smacks her. I was like, that is awesome.
You would think that Nazi.
Nazi.
So, chapter 11, Rudy is in Mississippi.
Hate the Red Cross.
Rudy was in Mississippi, didn't like the way black soldiers were being treated. A bus driver, so essentially they made it in because the black soldier was he had served for a while, and black people had to enter from the back of the bus. Everyone else, including the soldiers, got to enter from the front. They were trying to get him to enter with them, and essentially the bus driver said, I'm not going to take him if he doesn't enter through the back of the bus. They throw him out.
Yep.
Lock the door and take off. They spend the night in jail, unapologetic. That's who this guy was, though. I mean,
Absolutely.
He was unapologetic. But you think like because they were soldiers, they probably got away with more than they. I mean, if you try to
Sure.
like think about today, if you try to if you stole someone's bus, like you'd be in jail for months.
And also, Rudy was beloved. I'm sure people covered for him. Whatever he would
wild.
do things. And I want to come back to your question because I don't want to sidestep it, but I really don't know the answer.
What's
to the
the question?
What do you do?
What do
if
you do
don't
when this happens?
if you don't do relocation centers, what do you do? And I don't know.
Here's the thing: is I don't know how you do relocation centers for American citizens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people that were in these camps were American citizens,
Yeah.
and that's a problem.
And
Yeah.
that was Gordon's whole point.
Correct.
Everything came back to I'm an American citizen. That's why I won't sign the document. You're not making everybody
I'm not
else.
sure that I love it for people that like immigrated here and served
But
for
you
us in
definitely
World
don't
War
agree with
One
it.
and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. But you definitely for
you
American
can't do
citizens,
it for American. You are guaranteed.
What's
via
crazy
the
is these
Constitution
families,
if you're an American citizen,
They're still in these camps while their sons are serving. And
Yeah.
that was the biggest
and their
injustice.
sons go and serve.
Yeah.
You know, because there's lobbying efforts. We need more soldiers. They're like, hey, we've got all these
they're still in the
Americans
camps.
sitting here in these camps. Why don't we go and see if they want to serve? And I love the exchange that they have when they're in Poston. And Rudy, our guy, right, steps up and he's like, guys, what will they say about us
Yep.
if we don't go serve?
Yep.
Yeah, it's actually very admirable how many of them felt the same way and
Agreed.
did the same thing. I found myself getting pretty fired up for them actually.
Buddha heads.
Yeah, I mean any of
Well,
them
all of
that
them.
were getting treated the way they were to still go serve. That's an amazing decision of like I'm gonna do what's right even if.
I mean, that's
I
what this
can
Well,
book.
and they wanted to prove, like they're
Yep.
like, no, we're Americans.
Yep.
We're just as mad
Yep.
as you
And
are.
by the way,
Totally.
how funny was it multiple times where they would come to save people and they were like, ah, and they'd see their coat with the USA on it.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what? What are we
no,
doing?
American, American,
It was awesome.
Japanese American.
Yes.
I have great accents.
Just push
It's great.
close to the
It's
line.
great accents.
Close to the line. Gordon, let's talk about Gordon for a second.
We're drinking some Japanese whiskey.
Rudy,
My cousin does accents, and they're all Asian. hey, do a Mexican accent, do a Spanish accent, it's all Asian. I
love how you said-
I've talked about that Haunted Cosmos show. They when they do accents, they're unapologetically bad, and,
Yeah.
and it's so funny.
So you listen to that show a lot, huh?
I have been.
We should have
lately.
that show sponsor this show.
I have been lately.
Rudy's
We
my
should do an ad
favorite.
on their show.
We should.
Rudy's my favorite, but I want to be Gordon more often. Man, Gordon's so good.
Oh, dude, Gordon is awesome.
Tell us why.
He
Tell us
just-
who Gordon is.
Okay, so
Because
this
Gordon
all-
is different than Rudy
Go-
and Katz
Gordon-
and Fred.
So when you are every single Japanese American was supposed to register, and there was a question essentially asking, "Are you going to be loyal to the United States?" and do you hate Japan? But essentially, those are the two questions, and those two questions were only on the forms the Japanese Americans filled out, not any of the other Americans. So Gordon wouldn't fill that out. He's like, I'm being treated like I'm not a U.S. citizen, and I am. And then there was an 8 p.m. curfew. Was in another one when he was studying at I don't remember where Cal, something like that.
Was it Cal or Gonzaga? I don't know.
Oregon maybe. So
Olivet.
and he
That's it.
It was Olivet.
It was
There you go.
Olivet.
you'd remember
the one in Illinois.
Yeah, Olivet
so he-
Friends. Olivet Friends University.
so because he's a Quaker. So there's an 8 o'clock curfew for him, and he gets up and starts leaving. He goes, "Wait a second, I'm a U.S. citizen. Why do I have to do this?" And he goes back and he ignores it. So he's just constantly doing things like that,
But
and
he
then
gets arrested.
But the
when he
thing
gets
is
when
I-
he gets at go ahead.
I love the way that he does it though.
Yes.
Because when somebody's supposed to arrest him, he's like, okay.
right. That's like Jesus.
and
says.
they often would be very confused.
Yeah. That's
by
Jesus.
him.
That's what Jesus did.
And then it is. And then,
He's
then
like,
they'd say,
just do your job, man. It's okay.
and then they say, okay,
Yeah.
but you have to sign this saying, oh no, I won't do that. But you can arrest, take me wherever you want.
Right.
You can tell me to sign it.
Right.
That's fine, but I'm not going to sign it.
Yeah, so describe the scene of that, because that was a big portion of the book where essentially and it takes a while for him to go through this court hearing.
He
Well, he has
literally
multiple
has to
trials
work
and stuff.
hard to get to jail.
Yeah.
He has to do a lot of things
So
in order to get there.
essentially, he does not abide by curfew because he doesn't think it's lawful. It's not constitutional.
Constitutional is, yes.
And they what's interesting, I wrote this note down, and maybe I don't understand it well, Marcus. I think you understand it probably best with your
Intelligence.
political research. Oh man. I was thinking about a couple different names I could have called you just then.
The asset.
So he is the court system, is it yes and is everybody right here? I feel like everyone's right here.
Yeah.
I feel like Gordon's right for saying this is not constitutional.
Yep.
I feel like the courts are right for saying doesn't matter, this trumps it because this is what's going on and you need to abide by what's currently
The courts
happening.
weren't asking if it was constitutional or not. They were asking if he was breaking the
The
Correct.
martial law.
Correct. The
We're in a state
prosecutor
of emergency.
specifically said you are not, to the jury, you are not deciding if it's constitutional. You are deciding if he's following the law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And because of war times, it's emergency. We can create this if we need to.
Yeah.
Which is in essence constitutional, because that is what the nation. That's what we decided as a nation could overpower. Like during certain things, you override
Man,
that.
that's a slippery slope.
Yeah, I mean, I think
It is,
they're,
but I
they're
mean-
certainly wrong. Like they're definitely wrong.
Who's wrong?
No,
You could be wrong, is what you're saying.
I'm saying that morally, like it's wrong
To what?
to treat an American citizen different from another
Because they're
under the Constitution.
Japanese descent.
The Constitution should not have been overridden in this specific instance.
No.
We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. And when I meet Thomas Jefferson,
And then you had to finish it.
I'm gonna tell him to include Japanese in the sequel.
Work. I didn't know you knew so much Hamilton. Is this new for you, or did I just not know
No.
you know Hamilton?
I know Hamilton.
he knows Hamilton.
It's coming up, guys. Tradition.
It is coming up.
It's coming up. You know what we do
I watch it on my back porch
with hookah.
with hookah.
Oh, we should do Mangus's back
But
porch.
we could do that. We could do that. I'm down with that. I'm great with that, actually. I was thinking about doing the projector on.
you might
the,
not have a house on July 4th.
Dude, we'll have.
true.
We better. We're gonna be moving in a
Projector on what? I'm excited now.
on the garage door because we finished the back patio and we're not putting anything out there.
Oh, very nice.
Blowing it up a little bit.
No,
Very
let's do it at
nice.
his. Let's
Yeah,
do it
let's
at
do
his
the
new-
Vegas. Well,
Yeah.
this will force him to buy the TV.
Oh, you don't have a TV out there.
Well, no, the problem's not the TV. The problem is the box needs fixed by Nate.
The
I gotta fix the box.
Just
that
take it
TV
out of the
goes
box
in.
and put it up on the wall.
I have a TV out there when I want to watch TV, so we have no
You
problem.
have to use that box to mount it.
You have to stand
Let's
on the box.
Let's put a picture of us over the box and then just mount it somewhere else.
The
You
TV
guys are
comes in a
ridiculous.
box. You just take it out
Anyway,
and watch Hamilton.
This is why I don't consult you all.
Can I have more of this sake?
Yes, I'll get you. I got you coming.
hey, if you need to pay Nate in Cutco,
Producer Nate works for Cutco.
I can order Cutco from Brett
Yes.
at full price.
No,
yes,
no,
exactly.
I'll give you a deal.
I can get you a deal.
Actually.
and he takes
If
Cutco.
it wasn't being recorded, I'd say buy it from me at half. I get it a third, but it is being recorded.
What
so
is this
we're not
called?
Going to do that.
This is Japanese whiskey.
Japanese. It's just
Japanese-
called Japanese whiskey. It's just called. It's called
Dude,
Japanese.
here's the deal. This was
Marcus
a risky,
is trying to
this
avoid
was a,
getting.
This was a risky episode
canceled.
to start. First of all,
Kaigon.
First of all, Remington said somebody did a what do you do when you're doing somebody else an interpretation
Insurgent.
no impersonation. First of all, he said an impersonation of Mexican, and then he corrected himself and said Spanish.
No. A Mexican accent is different than a Spanish
Yeah,
accent.
but the way you said it was and then now we're doing Japanese whiskey. It's like saying
What is your favorite
Jack
Mexican
Daniel's
nation?
American whiskey. Hey, how about this? How quickly the word of Gordon spreads amongst all camps. His mom's like angry at him, and then she's in a camp, and there's this family standing at her door, and she's like, "Yeah," and they're like, "We're from Seattle. We had to meet the Gordon's mother."
Yeah. And
Yeah.
she's ticked.
He's fighting for all of us.
And then
You're talking about because he's
words just spread.
yeah, so
about
like
him.
they're famous
Oh, she's
now.
not mad now.
Well, no, she's mad because
she's
he's
honored.
Well, yes, but she's
She
mad that
was
he
mad.
didn't have time to write her, but he's
Yeah.
writing
Oh,
the government and all that.
I didn't realize. So they had like schools, police forces. This was full like an army base has schools, shops, places like that.
They had everything.
They had,
The concentration
yeah.
camps?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Relocation centers, Rem. Relocation centers.
It does. Feel
I mean, what's
weird.
interesting is,
It-
like,
it does feel weird because the way that it's described in here, and I would expect him to be pretty fair based on everything that we know of him. The way it's described in here, the conditions were poor at the beginning, but mostly because they were just getting
It's change, it's transition.
They were just getting spun up,
yeah.
and the longer that they were there, the more they created like real communities. They were growing
but it's,
their own
it's
food.
unlawful detainment, though.
I
Is-
understand that it is, but like.
It's like the Truman Show.
I get that it is, and it's certainly not right.
Right.
I also think that there's a difference between what they were going through and the concentration camps that we think of, like Auschwitz.
I guess yes, because when you say
Or
concentration,
what we read, or what the POWs had to deal with that we read about.
Did we do the tattoos of Auschwitz?
That were in Japan.
We have got
but
to
we
do
could.
that.
Yeah, I'd read it again. But I agree. These are both concentration camps. However, when you say the word concentration camp, you immediately go to Auschwitz. You go to that.
Or what like Louis Zamperini was going through as a POW.
So I think we don't want to.
He says this in the intro of the book. He says these were detainment camps, but make no mistake, there was definitely elements that were almost exactly what was happening in Germany and in Poland. Is basically what he says.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah, like from
Except
like,
for
they had, like,
mass
they had group
extinction.
They had group showers. They had bunks. They had all of those things. Like you're not.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to be funny when I say this. The group showers were not gas. Like that's the difference, and that's where like I think
they were fed also.
But I think he also wants to make it where it's like this is not good. Like this is not.
No, it's not.
This is a black eye in American history.
It's just hard. Like you say, concentration camp. The way that.
Yeah, where your
what are they
brain
called?
goes.
What are they called?
Relocation.
Relocation.
No, you're not human though. Like
retention
you're not
retention
treated,
camps. Is that what
you're
they're
not treated like a human?
No,
and
no.
so that's the problem.
right?
It's not right, but there's levels here.
It's basically prison. I mean, it's prison. It's unlawful prison, is what it is.
There you go. Unlawful imprisonment.
Yeah. It's cool. We're watching a YouTube video of recollection of like the scenes, and it's pretty interesting to see. And these are people I would assume were part of it. Like
we haven't talked about Fred at all. Anything we want to talk about Fred before we get to, the war and we get to
One more Gordon story.
camp.
Pre-war, or pre, I guess, him getting into jail. So he goes into a restaurant that says they don't serve Japanese. The owner comes up and goes, "Hey, like,
Yeah.
you can't be here."
This restaurant poisons rats and Japs.
Yeah.
And he goes,
That's what it
"I will
says.
pay
I know.
for anyone's meal who decides to leave
If you let me sit here.
if you let me sit here." Nothing happens. The store owner takes down the sign.
I know.
He's the best.
Gordon?
He is
He's
awesome.
the best. Yeah, he's awesome.
I thought
So
Rudy
good.
was best.
Sorry, second best. I'm third best.
He speaks third best.
I
Cover
speak
thread.
third best Japanese.
Cover thread.
Fred, tell me about Fred. There's a lot of names.
Fred's parents owned the laundry.
On the law. Oh, okay. Yep.
He ends up being like
Fred has a brother that also goes.
no, Katz is the one whose
Katz
brother
has a brother who also goes.
whose brother gets killed.
Well, no. Okay, so Fred does have a brother. We don't hear much about him. But I feel
Fred
like
has a twin brother George, and they fly on brooms.
Harry Potter.
There you go. Have we done Harry Potter?
No. We haven't done any
If you
fiction.
had to do a Harry Potter,
The only
by the way,
fiction
there
we
was
did
a
was Christmas Carol.
for the first 100 episodes. I thought there was not going to be a single episode where you didn't bring up Harry Potter.
I
Do you
love
remember
Harry
that
Potter.
run that we went on where he just kept bringing it back to Harry Potter?
Big Harry Potter fan.
If you had to pick one book to do for the cover podcast, six, the Prince, Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah, that's the best book.
Really?
Oh yeah.
My favorite movie is Prisoner of Azkaban. Three.
Oh, gross.
Oh, I love it. I love all the elements of that. Why do you hate it?
Because it's nothing like the book. Is that why?
Oh no, I don't care.
I think I like the
I
one
haven't
where
said the
there's
movie.
the maze at the end and the older
Goblet
kid
of Fire.
dies.
Yeah, Goblet.
I like that one a lot. That movie, anyway.
Yeah.
That's the first time there's a death. There's the first time there's a murder.
Man, I like that movie a lot.
That's when it starts getting dark. It gets dark.
It does get
It gets
dark.
very dark.
The books are dark.
Harry has probably 2 movies that are he's struggling.
3 movies.
3,
Yeah,
he's struggling.
Not just him.
6, 7, and 7.5.
All the kids loved it when you said
Why
that.
do you say that? Oh, the
'Cause there's-
third movie.
Yeah. They do 2 movies for the 7th.
Now,
book.
did she write Fantastic Beasts?
No.
So she did not write that. It's a part of the Harry Potter series
Hey,
based on
hey,
the producers.
She may have been
That's
canceled
why
elsewhere.
I think that the Fantastic Beast movies are better than the Harry Potter movies.
She did not write the book or the script for Fantastic Beasts.
She wrote a book that was called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, but it's like it's very small and it's
So
written,
she gets credit.
and it's written by Newt Scamander, but she didn't write the.
She gets credit
Dude,
for it.
Could you imagine 30 years ago, somebody was like, hey, someday the most successful female fiction writer of all time
Mm-hmm.
is going to get canceled because she said boys have penises and girls have vaginas.
But did she get canceled? I mean,
Dude,
she's
there was
definitely-
there was a minute.
but she's too big. She's too big. Like the fan base
No. The tides changed
for her.
while she was getting canceled. Trump gets reelected.
Yeah.
Tides changed. But yeah, she
But
got.
still, there's
Yeah,
a lot
but
of actors.
what
who
I'm
are
saying
there's
is
a lot of
if
actors
someone-
who still are like.
So there's a difference
we gotta
between-
separate her and her work from her.
But here's the thing. There's a difference between Roseanne getting canceled and J.K. Rowling getting canceled.
That's why I said the most successful.
Her books are still sold. The movies are still great. Maybe her left friends don't want to hang out with her, but that's it. Roseanne, homeless. You know what I mean? Do you get what I'm saying? You get what? Am I making sense?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know that.
So
much
what I'm
about
saying is you
Roseanne.
can be too big to get canceled.
got it.
Or it's not too big. It's just, I don't know.
That's why I haven't been canceled yet.
Please move on.
All right, Marcus, let's get into it. The war.
Yeah. Anything from camp other than the story?
The families in Arizona being more comfortable with the German POWs than the American Japanese
Okay.
that were
My
in the
brother's
camps.
from Scottsdale, Arizona. And you're not going to sing for him?
What?
Name that movie. Come on.
I don't know.
Give it to me.
It's
Super
super
bad.
bad.
These eyes cry every night. These eyes have said all the things, but they never do things. What are they for you?
Michael Cera, man.
Oh, he's so good. My
So-
brother flew in all the way from Scottsdale, Arizona. You're not going to sing for him?
I thought that Pence and the white officers who basically said that they wanted to be assigned to this deserved some special credit. So we'll save Pence for in a minute. I thought that I didn't write down his name, but the lieutenant who was doing their boot camp who shoves
stabbed
the
himself?
bayonet
Yeah.
down into his foot. And then just pulls it out, and everybody had stopped to like help him, and he's like, "What are you ladies looking at? Keep moving."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Okay, this is somebody who we could fight for."
Yeah.
Fight in the war.
Yeah.
And then you've got Pence, who
Is he the one? Is he the one that said, "Rudy, are you the smart one?" or whatever? Or
Is
that's
it
later.
Purcell? Is it Purcell?
No, Purcell's later. Pence, though, do you guys see where he was from?
Pence? No.
Indiana.
Whoa.
You know what
Is
college?
Is he the
Wabash?
grandfather of Pence?
No, I asked
DePaul.
ChatGPT. I asked, DePaul.
It was DePaul.
It was DePaul. So,
I thought it was DePaul. I thought
No.
they said DePaul.
Nope.
So it's DePaul.
So it's DePaul.
How old is DePaul?
I don't know. I think that's Wabash is 1832. So I don't.
So it would have been like a 10-year-old college at the time, probably.
1832 is Wabash. So DePaul is probably in that same.
That's a lot
neighborhood.
longer.
Yeah, it's like 100 years old.
You don't say 32.
Time
You
out.
don't say. Hold
Time
on.
out.
You don't say 32 if
I
you
said
mean.
He said 1832 first of
Oh,
all.
he did?
Second of all,
Roll
that
it back. You did not say
this
1832 the
reminded
first time.
Because we always have to bring up West Wing at least one time.
Yeah, you guys make fun of me about. I don't know anything about
time
West
out.
Wing, and you
So
guys bring it
Leo-
up every
Please
time.
watch West Wing.
So Leo-
I'll watch it with you.
So Leo's trying to get
I've watched like
Jed
2 seasons.
to approve this this defense rocket that's going to eliminate a nuclear rocket.
Yes.
And he calls the president in there. He's like, it never hits it, Leo. It's a waste of time. He's like, no, come on. They got 9 out of the 10 bullet points down. This is the last one. Come on. And they're waiting. It's like 5, 4, 3, 2. We've missed the target.
You missed it.
And he goes, how much did he miss it by? And he starts explaining. He goes, how much did it miss by? 137. Mr. President, it missed by 137 feet. Leo, it missed by 137 miles.
Yes.
Mr. President, it missed by 137 miles.
Yes.
Oh, that 10th
Who's
checkpoint.
repeating it? CJ?
No, Leo is repeating it from the defense secretary or something like that.
137
137
miles. I remember that vividly because he's still arguing for it.
He wants it.
So this guy Pence really wants to get the Buddha heads and the kaplunks or whatever they're called.
The kaplunks.
He's trying to get katonks.
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 yeah.
He's trying to get those two to.
The Buddha heads and the kerplunks. And this guy's over here. This guy's over here going bing bang boom boom.
Oh, come on, that's what they're called. In the book, that's what they're called. He's trying to get them to unite before they go over there.
Yeah.
And
Are you
okay, I think this is
what
worth.
does he do? What does he do?
He uses the one force that would get the attention of all the men feuding at training.
Yes.
French
girls.
women.
And where does he learn this? Wabash! Because Wabash bust in the girls from DePaul.
Oh, dude, that's great.
Oh, that's interesting. That's
Stealing
a great
the
thread.
best
Is that
practice.
true? Is that real?
Totally.
Oh, that's
Well,
fun.
I mean,
that was
I don't know for sure that that's where he got the idea.
That's interesting.
That was on,
though.
that
That's
was
really
on
true in my world.
That was on odd weeks. On even weeks, they came from Purdue, or
they
IU.
bust
That's right.
in men. On even weeks, they bust in men. Look at his face.
There were plenty of men. There were plenty of men. All right, I'm gonna move really fast because it matters for this specific point. At the end of the book, towards the end of the book, when he's talking about the rest time that they have, and these women that come in and try to sing the Christmas carols, and they do a terrible job because they don't speak the language.
Yes.
You remember this? He says that they could have brayed like donkeys, and the men would have still
French
cheered.
girls?
The men would have still cheered
Yes.
really, really loud
Yes.
for them. Wabash, for everybody that's not aware, is an all-male college. This is where I attended, and
1932.
I've been there since 1832, and I just know that this is so true. When you're starving,
Anytime there are women on campus?
you're starving for these women, and we had a term for it. It's called Wally goggles. Okay, Wally goggles.
Oh, it's like
Where
beer goggles?
It's like beer goggles,
Yeah.
but it's just like, hey man, she's really more like a 4, you know. But your Wally goggles, your Wally goggles got you thinking differently.
I can't believe we're talking about this
Hey,
on the show.
man, take your Wally goggles off for
By
a
the way,
second.
this could be personality. It's not all just looks that we're ranking.
No, when you're
over here.
19,
Yeah.
that is.
Oh, it is. Okay.
When you're 19.
All right, I was trying to throw him a bone.
College
over here.
guys.
Yeah.
20, 19,
18?
21.
Wally goggles.
Can you imagine?
Hold on, I do think we need to describe though before we get into it the difference between Buddha heads and kerplunks.
I do too. And then the thing that actually brings them together isn't the girls.
So I'll describe the Buddha heads. The Buddha heads were the chill islanders that were super well connected. Like everyone on the island that knew each other's families and that grew up together, and because of that,
Had
they
their
were
own
like,
language.
They literally were like, we'll die for the other guy, no question, but we're gonna be really chill while we do it. And that didn't sit well with all the other guys. The
Mainlanders.
Katonks.
Mainlanders.
Were the Katonks mainlanders?
Yes.
So who were the Nisei?
Katunks and Nisei, they're all Nisei.
Got it, all Nisei.
Nisei is just second generation.
Second
Japanese
generation
Americans.
Japanese Americans.
Yeah.
Why is there a word for that? Why is there a word for second generation Japanese Americans?
Well, that's the it's a Japanese word, so I don't know.
okay. So that's
the
that's
Issei are the ones that immigrated. The Nisei are the ones that
so
are
they
Americans.
came up with it. It's their
yes,
word.
it's their word.
It's their word.
Their word. So anywho, they are having trouble getting along. They try to bring these girls in. It works ish.
Yep.
But they still kind of fight over the girls. And the only what you guys remember what it is that actually brings them together?
The white soldiers get mad about it and try to steal the girls.
No, that's not the big thing.
Yeah, and then they all beat up the white soldiers.
I know that you're focused on girls, but the girls wasn't the thing.
Also works, but yeah, go ahead.
They had him it was the ministers, and they took the
the
Buddha
to the
heads
camps
to
for
the
first
camps.
time. Yep.
I've given Remington too much of the Japanese whiskey.
What? Gosh. So
I don't even remember
my head. That's so
Kerplunks?
funny. Nope.
Nisei?
Yep.
their
word?
Yep.
Their word.
Woo. I'm crying. That was funny.
Can
right.
you imagine riding on a ship? You're not knowing where you're going.
Dude, that's what's interesting to me. Is that whole? I think that's like 1 or 2 chapters, and they describe it when they first get on the ship. This is very similar to
Totally. The boys in the boat.
Yeah, no. The scene I'm trying to describe is like all quiet on the Western Front. So these German soldiers, like it's before World War I. German soldiers are getting in there, and they're this guy. You looked at me. I knew that was coming. All right, listen. Oh man, dude, Marcus and I stayed up till 3 a.m. literally just laughing for 3 hours, just about nothing. Listen, I got to get a grip for the rest of the show, man. You got to stop. All right, listen. You can't even swallow.
It's really hard to do with whiskey in your mouth.
Oh my gosh, I haven't laughed this hard in quite a few episodes. Anyway, what's crazy to me is like they're all excited.
We should all just cover our eyes.
Yeah, dude,
Go ahead.
I'm not looking at him
Cover your eyes.
for the rest of the episode. Listen, you can't laugh into the mic when I'm trying to talk. So they leave and they're all excited. They're all jacked. So like this is German propaganda in World War I. They're these kids are like so excited to be a part of the war. They're basically like Germans are like, we're the best. You're not going to die, but if you do, you're going to be a god. Like basically is what they're telling these kids. Now it's not the same thing for the Nisei and these Japanese American or the soldiers in general, but they describe the scene as like they're playing cards, they're playing pranks on each other, they're like grab ass, all this stuff, and then about halfway through it changes, and then right before they get there, they're all finding quiet places to write their family. Whew, that was good. Are you done? Are you done? You coming back? They're like writing. They're writing, and they're like, oh, we're about to go to war, and it just changes. But what I thought was interesting is like how happy-go-lucky they were at the beginning. Have you guys recovered?
You guys, I think it's me. Oh my gosh.
Brett's over there Googling something.
I'm trying
I
so
was.
hard to not think.
You know what I googled? Who fought World War One?
Oh my god,
Dude,
like
Germany,
the nations that
yeah,
were involved.
What'd you
Yeah.
find out, Brett?
dude, Germany just is the best at losing. They lose.
They almost won. Have you seen Norm Macdonald's bit on this?
No.
This was like 20 years ago, so it's well after World War II, but he goes, we're you know, there. It's been a long time since we've been at war with Germany, but he goes, his whole bit on Letterman is, there's one country that I'm nervous about, and it's Germany. And he's like, why? He goes, because they picked a fight with the world and they almost won. I mean, it's pretty crazy to think about, and he's right, and they did it twice.
I was also reading who eventually got involved in the war, and it said Canada.
Yep.
Surprising.
In 1 or 2?
Must have been in 1. Must have been right at the end when it was about over. They're like, hey.
Yeah, it's like the French.
hey.
So this is
come tag along.
This is right about halfway through the book, right before they get into all the fighting, and I felt like this was worth reading. Few of them slept that night, despite the long hike. Mostly they lay on the cold ground, looking up into the stars and wondering what it would be like. But the wondering was fruitless. They couldn't really know. They couldn't know that they were about to see things and do things that would change them utterly. Mm-hmm. Things they would regret, things that would sear their souls, things that they would cherish beyond all reckoning. They couldn't yet understand that they were about to step off the edge of the world.
Yep. I remember. Is that the end of a chapter?
End of chapter 13. He's so good. He does that at the end of a lot of chapters where he just hits you.
Yep.
Like
that was that chapter, by the way.
Right.
That was, the voyage is chapter 13.
Right. They get there and then they go on the hike. Right. And they're like, oh, the things are real, and they can't sleep.
So I wrote down this one note from this chapter, and I'm curious as to your guys' answer. It occurs to me that some lie about their age to get into the battle, and some lie about their age to get out of the battle. Which one would I be is what I wrote down. And it's not just about age. It's anything. Like, some people would do anything to fight for the cause.
Yeah.
Some people would do anything to get out of it. And what's interesting is I don't know what I like to think that, yeah, my answer is of course. But then you think about, like, 17-year-old Remington, probably 37-year-old Remington with 4 kids and a wife, and it's a different story.
Yeah.
Like, if we went to war
like
today,
if we were drafted.
Yeah. If we went to draft it, I mean, I'm 37. I can't imagine sending a 17-year-old when I could go.
Yeah.
I
right.
think,
You know what I
think
mean?
the ones that are like, that are, hey, I'm going to lie about my age to go, I think a lot of that is how you're raised. Because I thought, like, okay, is it people that are, like, in poverty, horrible situation, this is bad, like, I have something to fight for, whatever. I don't think that's it. I think it's, like, the kids who are raised to, like, love America, be patriots.
I was actually thinking about this because I was talking to Reed about D-Day. Because June 6th, right?
How long after Pearl Harbor was D-Day?
Oh, years.
4 years?
3
3 years? So how long were
4
we on German soil? 2 years?
I don't know the answer.
Or not German.
I'm pretty bad.
French.
You mean just European?
European soil. I think it was like 2 years. I think it was 90. It was 43.
Did
and
we
then the
ever?
war.
Did we ever have soldiers on the ground in Japan?
Yeah, yeah.
We did.
Yeah, I mean that's where the famous.
We were fighting on 2 fronts.
That's where the
So
famous
there was
what?
VE Day and then VJ
flag,
Day.
the flag in
Iwo
Jima. Yeah, that's right.
Anyway,
Learning so much
when
stuff.
I was talking to Reed about D-Day, I said to him, I was like, yeah, man, some of these guys that were storming those beaches were 3 years older than you. 3.
Yeah.
15.
He's
How old is he?
14.
So yeah.
Um,
And by the way, some of them probably lied about their age and were his age.
I don't know that we would have had 14-year-olds there,
Dude.
storming those beaches, but definitely 17-year-olds.
Dude, you guys all played with the kid who hit puberty first.
Right.
Dude, there was definitely some 14-year-olds looking 17, 18.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely would have gone.
Quentin.
You brought up
he shaved before everybody.
Matt Weisner. He stayed that size though, and then he played guard in high school.
Yeah.
You brought up
Dylan
moments.
Damaris Morse.
We all got the guy, right? We all know the guy. So
Jalen Brunson.
you
Dude, how about the Knicks, Bo?
yeah.
Good for New York.
Pretty impressive.
You brought up the making moments like they would never forget.
Mm-hmm.
This is shortly after they get there. Remember the soldier that peed in the condom?
Yes.
Tied it off?
Yes. So
And tried to throw it over his foxhole. It hit a limb and exploded on top of his body. That we have so many moments like that as guys that we could.
Who's we? You have more moments like that than
I'm just
anyone
saying,
I've ever seen.
We've all got moments that, like, as a group, it's like, yeah, that was great.
What's funny about that scene is they're describing it as like they had to lay perfectly still in those foxholes for so long that they would soil themselves. They would pee themselves. But one guy got the bright idea to put it in the condom. So he's probably like all excited they didn't pee himself.
I bet it holds quite a bit too.
Oh, yeah. He blows up like a balloon. Then he throws it gets all over him. I mean, it must have been memorable. It made the book.
Yeah.
Like,
so
sure.
good.
For
so
sure.
good.
So the way he does this, by the way, is it's kind of cheating. We know who lives because of the main characters because it's their accounts of what happened.
They're like, in some cases, he was interviewing them.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
like he interviews these and like so I picture sometimes when I'm reading a chapter I'm picturing him talking to them about this scene because he dramatizes it so well.
Yeah.
Where like he's adding details where it's like there's no way
There's details he's making up.
Yeah, but they're true. Like he's not like it's not.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
the narrative portion
Right.
of
Yeah.
the nonfiction.
But like he's just like, man, how do you do that? Like I think that's why J.R. Moringer is so special because I think when you hear Agassi speak, like after reading that novel, I'm like, dude, this guy's a fantastic writer, Agassi.
Yeah.
And you watch him on Letterman and like he did not write this book. It's like, goodness.
No chance.
They get over there. Rudy becomes a chef first.
Well,
he
he's a
doesn't wanna
chef.
be.
No. Rudy's a chef in the camp.
Chef in the camp. Oh, in the camp. That's
in,
right. That's right.
At Poston.
Gets there and then becomes a runner.
Yeah.
He's
'Cause he's
running
shifty.
across enemy lines
Yeah.
regularly and not allowed to write anything down.
He has to memorize it.
To memorize it. I guess I should have known people like that existed. That's wild. That's a crazy role.
And like if you get caught, you're just gonna die.
Because not only die, you would be considered a spy.
Yeah.
So you'd be a
Tortured.
spy's death. I mean,
Like
you would get the
you're
worst of the worst.
Yeah, you're toast. How about that first battle that we read about? And
In Italy?
he comes up on the Nazi soldier, and he shoots him. And
Looks
then
through
what
his
does he
stuff.
do?
Take his wallet.
And he sees the picture of the family and
Yep.
stuff like that.
And he realizes real quick that's why they say don't
Yeah.
do that. Yeah, humanizes, which I mean it is.
They tell you in training
I
camp
do
not to
think
look through
I know.
this
I
stuff.
understand that they tell you not to do this, and we talked about it in Full Metal Jacket. But, like we are in a war right now, America and Iran, and we're not feeling it the same.
No. Even though it's public and online.
Yeah, but we're just not. It doesn't impact our lives as much. We're not feeling it the same. And a lot of that's because of the way that wars are fought now, and there's a lot of drones and different things. But if you're going to use those things, like there is something about having to take the human life and the cost of that
Hand-to-hand
that
combat.
does matter.
Yeah.
By the way, Wall Street Journal and CNBC both concluded that agreement is reached.
Both very
cool.
reliable sources.
Wall Street
Well,
Journal.
I think if
is-
the
I
White
think-
House and both of those say it, then
Yeah.
we're probably okay.
Yeah. So key tenets of it: Strait of Hormuz reopened, ceasefire, and it says nuclear talks, a 60-day window to negotiate final terms regarding Iran's nuclear program. So
Okay.
that one's a little weak, but hey, the rest.
Diplomacy.
Dude, you should watch West Wing. You really should.
Marcus, you need to watch West Wing.
I've watched 2 seasons of
No,
it.
Marcus, you need to watch West Wing.
Go the distance. He's going for speed.
go
I have-
distance.
Oh, we went 2 different ways there.
I have books to read.
Books
the
to read.
I'll be there
Podcast.
someday.
Okay. How about the letters?
To family?
Well, he goes on this run. The author Daniel. He goes on this run where he's explaining letters, and the fact that they got them back
It's
there to
crazy.
them so fast is really
That's
incredible.
Crazy. Like 2 weeks.
Really incredible. But he really captures this idea that you could be, you could like write to your dad, die, and then
He would get the letter.
he would get the letter after
Yeah.
you were, after he.
I think
knows
one of
that
the
you
soldiers
died.
wrote like that. He goes,
Yes.
by the time you get this, I could be gone.
Yeah,
My friend just died.
right. And
That would be, the beer run we did with
Yeah.
Efron?
yeah,
That would be a really interesting take, is the people running letters and how important it was to them.
oh, that'd be a fun movie. Huh?
Yeah. Like the risk, but the importance that they felt getting letters from the soldiers
Yeah.
back.
And vice versa. Yeah.
What a...
Can you imagine just waiting at home, like your son, nephew, daughter?
World War II, there's never been and may never be anything like it. If you think about like the historical, implications of everyone involved, all the different storylines, all the different nations. I mean, it truly was. Every single person in the world was impacted by this war.
Totally. How
It's
about
crazy.
how about the letter that somebody sat down and wrote to the German soldiers' mom? Did you guys?
Dude, it took a turn at the end, too, because I was thinking, oh, this is
While you're looking that up,
kind and sweet.
fun fact, little hidden gem, the Hitler buzzsaw. Do you remember this?
No.
This was the first time Rudy and his the 442nd
Oh yeah.
like realized, oh, someone's trying to kill me, and if we're gonna win this war, I'm gonna have to try to kill somebody.
That's right.
And the Hitler buzzsaw was this machine gun that could do 1,200 bullets per minute. American artillery was like half. So
And
it was
it was
just
the
its sound.
sound.
It was the sound that just like put panic in people.
Yeah,
The Hitler buzzsaw.
yeah. I will say we probably won't get a ton into it, but the way that the battles are described is just like you can't read or listen fast enough. you
Yeah,
know?
he talks about the screaming soldiers. Like
Oh,
nothing I've read in the
So
past
this
focuses
is-
so much.
This is where this comes up, right? Is because he hears this German soldier who cries out to his mom.
Yeah, and that's reiterated many times.
Not to Hitler, not to Germany, not to whatever, but to the mom. And so he sits down and pens this letter, and it's worth reading because this is crazy. Dear mother of a German soldier, I saw your son's body today. He was lying in a hot sun, face black and unrecognizable except for the golden lock of hair that must have been pulled away from his scalp. Interesting. Maybe
I want my scalps.
yeah, exactly. There were pictures of himself in uniform, of a lady sitting by a window smiling, which I presume must have been you, and several pictures of a blonde little feller like my own boy, so very fair and happy looking, who must have been his brother. The boys tell me that when he fell, he cried Mama, like all the German boys do. I expected them to cry Heil Hitler, but no, they always cry for Mama. It was one of those boys, still a little over 15, who must have led some 60 Italian civilians and shot them. Men and boys in cold-blooded murder and left them screaming in one of the towns we passed. It may have been your boy that the Paysan lady told me raped her daughter and murdered the father. And yet he looked so young and sweet, your boy. Instead of bringing him up yourself, you gave him to Hitler. He became a fiend. And yet when he died, he did not cry Hitler. He cried Mama. He really did not want Hitler. He wanted his mother from his childhood. But no, you sent him to the SS and felt proud. He cried for his mother.
That is
cold-blooded.
Has that been ever printed besides this book?
I have no idea, but
That's like the ultimate hidden gem.
how good is that?
That doesn't take a turn at the end. That was the whole point.
Exactly.
And this impressive writing. That was before AI. AI is killing everything, dude. It's killing writing.
It's creating just everything's becoming homogenous
Yep.
because what AI wants is efficiency, and so it's just it's using all the same words and everything.
Yep. The hard truth. If someone says the hard truth, it's like there's like 10 dead giveaways that you didn't even try.
I do feel like it makes it easy for really good people to stand out.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's not a good tool if you know how to use it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I mean, like, it makes it easy for people who are writing their own stuff to stand out really
All right,
well.
can we talk about how terrible Dahlquist was?
Dude, so here's my question. Yes, and he ended up being right.
Dahlquist?
He
About what?
They took the mountain.
To what end?
Dude, I'm not saying I liked it. I'm not saying that I didn't hate everything that he did and said and all that. But they literally took the mountain.
Okay. But why to save the 200 soldiers that he sent there already? It was his mistake.
So you're talking about the Texas boys.
The reason that the Texas boys
Yep.
were stuck there
Yep.
was because of him.
Okay.
The whole point of taking the mountain,
Straw man.
the whole point of taking the mountain was to save the Texas boys.
Yep.
The 200 of them that cost 790 casualties from the 422nd,
442nd.
442nd.
So I was thinking it's more like 200 to 24. But regardless. Yeah.
But that wasn't the battle that like won them the war or anything. They saved 200 soldiers.
Well, so in chapter 19, the general says, "Where is the regiment?" I asked for the whole regiment.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he goes, "This is the whole regiment."
this
It was
is the whole thing.
First time he realized how
There
many
were like
men they
17 of them left.
lost. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not defending him, but I'm saying
He was right.
I'm
You were defending him.
no. I'm just no.
You said he was right.
The question I wrote down, let me find it now, was the commander who forced them to push up the mountain, even when they didn't have the quantity of men to do it, genius, or was he actually the horrible person that we were made to think he was?
He certainly didn't care about the lives of those.
Yeah, so
those
so it
soldiers.
feels like you're positioning it as he only did that because they were a Japanese American regiment.
I'm just saying,
Which
like,
is that what you're saying?
It was his fault to begin with that they even had to push up the mountain. Okay, so getting the job done, you might be right. Like there was probably no other way to get it done. The problem is that it was his stupidity and arrogance that got them in that position in the first place. And then what you're going to do is you're going to then sacrifice 790 soldiers to go save 200 that you put there in to begin with.
And you're sure it was 790?
That is 790 casualties to 200 to rescue 200 Texans.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. that's pretty bad.
So anyway, Dahlquist sucks. Might be worse than Grandpa Joe.
I think maybe you just like read it wrong.
listen to it
no. It was reading of.
I understand your point.
There's no way we can do this. I'm not letting them do this. There's no way that every single person is going to die. We're not going to save anybody. Was the pushback?
That was
it.
Purcell.
Yes.
Purcell.
Which my point
And
is
he was awesome.
My point, yes, he was awesome. My point is they did get it done. I'm not saying it was the right decision, but they did get it done.
But it got the right result. Which
Immigrants.
was getting those Texas boys. Immigrants. We
get the job done.
Well, Purcell, though, was the one that is pushing back against Dahlquist.
Yes.
Right? And he's the one that's leading this group. And I love that he and Rudy's witnessing all of this happen.
Yep.
Come on, Punch Drunk.
And he says, come on, Punch
Drunk.
And Rudy's like, where are we going? We're going back up the hill. And then he gets up there and just takes off
Yep.
up the hill first before anyone else.
Yep.
It reminds you of like watching Braveheart or
William Wallace.
any of these like epic movies where you see the leader go out in front
Yeah.
to almost certain death,
Yep.
you know,
Which is
and then he doesn't die.
Yeah.
He gets there at the end. It's
Patriot.
like, wow,
He- he
Patriot
takes the
is just
flag.
like that. Yeah.
how great is that movie? It's so great.
Yeah, Texas boys were probably the biggest cheerleaders of the 442nd after they get back.
Dude, that story's crazy too.
Well, so a couple of things. 2 quotes from the paper. Texas boys to the 442nd. Hey, kids, some balls you got. Second one, it was ironic that we were excited to see the Japanese.
Yeah.
Well, what's
How about the
interesting-
story at the airport though?
Yes, that's what I was going to get to. Fred's freak out
Yeah.
on the Texas, to your point of your story.
Because Fred is one of the 17.
Yeah. And he goes to shake his hand to thank him. And he's like, do you know how many of our men died trying to save you guys? And I didn't even know, apparently. And I read
He
the
couldn't
book.
shake his hand.
Yeah, he couldn't. No, he said
He said he regretted it.
he said he regretted it later.
That is an interesting point, man. You send a rescue unit that ends up killing off more people than the one, or the percentages of rescuing somebody
but
is almost guaranteed that you're going to lose someone trying to rescue.
I
that
don't remember
person.
what we read, and maybe it was actually I think it was when I was reading Jocko's book, Extreme Ownership.
Yeah,
They talk about the SEALs. No, yeah, let's talk about the SEALs, where it's like we don't leave anyone behind.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I think that understanding
That's just part of
give people the confidence
Yes,
to
part
go
of it.
do things
totally.
that they wouldn't normally be comfortable doing because they know I will not get left behind. So I think it's a net positive. Probably.
I get that you're gonna go get them.
Yep.
The problem was the decision to send them in the first place was
Yeah.
idiotic.
But they did it.
Dahlquist
So you're
did,
talking
for
about
sure.
their so because of their exploits in Italy and
But like, how
France,
does Dahlquist not like get
Court-martialed?
shot or something?
Oh,
you
oh.
know, like
Yeah.
I don't know. You make a mistake like that, and you at least shouldn't be
And he
able
had-
to.
I
to
think
be,
I think they had said earlier he was already on kind of the chopping block at some point.
you shouldn't be able to. I don't know.
I thought it was interesting because of their exploits in Italy and France. More kids joined the army because they wanted to serve. It kind of it's like sports teams. Like our kids are growing up. Whoever's good right now. The Knicks just won, so you're going to see 10-20% of the nation are now going to be more Knicks fans, and the kids are going to like be diehard Knicks fans for the rest of their lives.
That's gross.
It's what happens. So IU just won the national championship out of nowhere.
Random IU fans in California.
Now IU is going to blow up for the next 10 years. They're going to get every recruit for all sports because of that. And I just think it's interesting that it's the same thing with anything. I mean, it's the same. This is war. Like because of the fame of their exploits, kids are like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And they can lose their lives for it. But it's like, it's also, to your point at the very beginning of the episode, it's like, are they being raised where it's like, I'm going to lie about my age to get in?
Well, I think too the way that, especially right after World War II, that soldiers that were fallen, how they were, their legacies were created in those small hometowns, and even today, like you go to downtown Fishers, there's on the light poles, there's literally all pictures of soldiers who died in combat. If you go through any small town on the way up to the lake, I don't know what all those small towns. That's 365 days a year. Those are up.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, you're looking at that.
The mini, one entire mile, mile 7
Is fallen
when
soldiers.
you're running on the track. It's just got fallen soldier after fallen soldier.
Is there cool stuff like that in the mini, like all over, like just little,
it's really well
little
done.
hidden things?
Yeah.
I think. Are we doing it?
I can't run on concrete. Herniated discs.
Would you walk?
No, that's not cool. But
Bringing it back. I'm bringing it back.
Just put a beep in
But
there.
I think that's why. Yeah,
Like you
right.
said it. I should. That should be. I should just bleep out Brett every episode, just at random times.
But I think that's why those kids too, because they see you get legacied. Yeah, you get legacied. So yeah, they're.
Yeah, but you're not thinking about legacy at the age of 13,
But
15.
I don't know. Like you want that?
It's certainly not what the soldiers are thinking about
No.
while they're over there.
Oh,
No,
for
no.
sure.
Yeah.
What are they thinking about?
Well, what's
Surviving?
interesting
Brotherhood?
is that most of these guys, one of the points in the book is that the reason that these Nisei soldiers were able to accomplish what they accomplished was because none of them were expecting to come home. Like, they had grown up on these stories of these samurai warriors and stuff like that who, dying in battle is like the greatest thing that could happen.
Lieutenant Dan.
And so they're not expecting to come home. And I think oftentimes what it seems like is the theme is that the soldiers, like, you almost have to accept your own mortality and the idea that you're probably going to die in order to do what's necessary to push through, and take the ground, right? Because the soldier that's afraid, the soldier that backs up, is the soldier that retreats is actually the one that ends up dying. Versus the one that pushes forward and says, no, we've got to keep going. We've got to take this ground. The last thing you can do is stand still or hesitate.
Man, if that's not a metaphor, I don't know what is.
Totally.
Speaking of how much the 442nd kicked butt because of maybe that mentality, less than 0.1% of the entire army were Nisei. And more than 4% of all Medal of Honor recipients were Nisei. Crazy.
Well, so I did.
Well, they did that last mountain that they take is pretty incredible.
Dude. Yeah. The way they describe it.
Yeah.
And the
and no one had done it. They couldn't break through the...
Is that the one where the assistant to Delquist, who he's all proud of because he's famous back home, gets shot in the head right when they take him up there to show it to him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, it's yeah.
See, this is why I asked you what happens in the last episode, last chapter.
The way-
'cause I didn't hear.
No, not the going home one. But so there's two different... There's when they go rescue the Texans, and then they have the time of rest, right? Oh, that's the time when they're going to rescue the Texans. That's the time when Dahlquist's
But you're
guy
talking
gets
about
shot
they're
in the head.
resting, they're hanging out, and then he
And
wakes
then-
him up out of a dead sleep. He's like, "We're supposed to go."
No, this is when they take them back.
Okay.
They take them back to Italy.
Yeah.
And then they have to go up that seam in the mountain. So they're like climbing up something that's 60 degrees at one point in time, right? And they get behind the Germans.
I prefer 70s,
I'm big. 60s are good, like fall.
70s.
Fall afternoon.
70s.
If the sun's
70s.
shining, 60s super good.
Okay.
Nice jacket.
Anyway, what do you guys rate this? What do you guys rate this
Crisp
book?
air.
All right.
Hold on, I got some hidden gems.
It is really incredible. Like that last battle.
Well, so I admittedly did not finish the book. I had the last couple chapters, so I didn't know there was a mountain in the book. So because there's no mountain until the end. But
It is not till the end. Yeah.
But the mountain itself is supposed to be like this is what's great about his writing.
Life.
It is because there's a Japanese, like essentially in Japanese culture, facing the mountain is taking on hard task head on and not backing down even if there's injustice. And that's what's happening here is like there's injustice. Like the mountain is not only fighting the war, it's fighting the war for a country that has your parents imprisoned for being the nationality that you are, for the race
Gordon's
that you
quote to end the book was, "Unless citizens are willing to stand up for the Constitution, it's not worth the paper it's written on."
But it's interesting, like if you think about Rambo, the what's this quote? He's like, "I just wish my country loved me as much as I loved it," or something like that.
That's essentially it.
It's the
As
same
a
thing.
veteran, he's saying that.
Yeah, he comes back from the war, and like everyone, he comes back from Nam.
Yeah, he's treated like crap.
Yep.
Yeah,
I like that movie. First Blood.
First Blood.
It's good.
Rem, what you
We
got?
should do that for Veterans Day.
Okay, so in the chapter 1, they describe Pearl Harbor, and it's elaborate and it's scary, and it reminds me of COVID.
Of your least favorite movie.
What?
It reminds you of your
it's
least favorite
terrible, by
movie.
the way. The movie is terrible. Everyone knows it. No, it reminds me of COVID. It reminds me of September 11. Like the vivid imagery of like life is one way and immediately it's different, and there's a heaviness in the air, and there's like no one knows what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
There's uncertainty, and it's scary. Chapter 1 ends with ROTC students being prepared for the front lines of a Japanese assault. And I don't know if you had RTC or you had ROTC at your school, I assume. I had it. We had it at Olivet. It's basically student.
Well, we certainly didn't have it at Wabash, no.
Yeah, we had it at Olivet. Like they're
I know what it is, but
it's not. You don't want these guys on the front line.
It's mostly
like,
high school.
It's student army basically.
Yeah.
Like picture student drivers, army style. That's what it is. And so it ends with the chapter talking about like these kids who are like barely getting into this whole volunteer, army or whatever, and they're going to be on the front lines and they have no idea what to expect and they're just freaking out. And I was like, "Oh, this is vivid."
Yeah.
Like this is I get what's going on here. Cuz we just lived through probably the craziest. I mean, there's probably been something in the past, but I don't think you can compare COVID to anything else in history. It was uncertain. It was
the flood.
The death numbers, like it the flood. I thought you were saying metaphorically. Do you get what I'm saying?
Anything in history.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I'm not saying it's like the war, like September 11th, like you got all these things, but like COVID itself coming out of 2020,
it was so disruptive.
It was only 6 years ago. It was the most insane 3 months of our lives, and we all lived through it, and it has impacted everything.
For us, it was only 3 months. For some people, it was like 2.5 years.
Dude, in Fisher's, it was like 2 weeks. I went into work immediately.
So
Like,
nice.
I'm going back in.
So nice. Cover thread, couple things. This did help me understand the trepidation that Phil Knight's family had.
Oh.
Of him going to Japan.
Yeah. Because remember how big of a deal that was?
Yeah.
Yeah, because when would that have been? The
It was like the 60s or 70s?
So it would have been
Probably
I mean,
the
that's
60s.
30. That's 30 years.
I think it was
like,
the 60s. 15. If it was like 60s, it would have been 15 or 20 years.
No.
Wasn't it the 60s?
Okay. Yeah.
Because 45.
30
Yeah.
years or less. I think
Yeah,
it
15
makes
years.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
15 to 30 years, but enough that the generations hadn't
Right.
forgotten.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't as big of a deal to Phil.
Yeah.
There were people his age who had grandparents who fought in that war.
Right.
That's close enough.
No, hold on.
My grandpa fought in this war.
There was people.
Or sorry, his parents. People his age's parents, fought in that war.
It was his parents.
Yeah.
He was one generation. I was gonna say my grandpa fought.
He was
in the
alive
war.
when his parents could have been fighting in the war.
Yeah, he might have been alive in the 40s. I don't know when he was born, but I thought that was cool. And then I also said that Rudy with the black friend on the bus, like cover thread. I thought King was a great
He was
book.
born February of 38.
Yeah.
He is worth $25.9 billion.
Who?
Phil Knight.
He was born
Wow.
in 38, so he would have.
He's worth.
He would have been like 9. He would have been like.
bills.
He would have been like what?
Does he
7?
own anything besides Nike?
I mean, he's got a big stake
Yeah, I
in
bet there's
Jumpman,
a few. I
which
bet there's
is-
a few businesses.
I mean, Nike has stock in things, but does he own other things? So, chapter 6 said American Japanese were so disgusted they discarded all Japanese things, including Buddhist dolls. And it makes me wonder if there's some good that comes from war where you shed Eastern religion. It's kind of like, I mean, it's a silver lining kind of take.
Yeah.
But if that's what it takes to get, like if you're God and you're overlooking the world,
Sure.
I mean, it's just an interesting thought.
Yeah, I think it'd probably be more like their understanding that like that specific religion or whatever, like it carries no water.
Yeah.
Long term.
Yeah, and God doesn't care how you find them. Is my point.
Or more aptly, maybe he'll use whatever you're going through to help reveal himself to you.
Yep.
Romans 8:28. Rating time.
Oh, one last one last hidden gem. By the 1910, I don't know when. By 1910, tens of thousands of picture brides funneled in and were catfished.
Yeah.
By Japanese men. So here's what was happening.
Yeah.
I think this is in Hawaii.
This is when they're telling you the backstory.
This is in Hawaii, right?
Well,
or is it the West Coast?
It's the West Coast.
Okay, so this is West Coast. This is Hawaii, California. Essentially, what was happening is second generation Japanese men were writing over, sending pictures.
No. These are immigrants. So they were Japanese.
So first generation.
Yeah, they're Japanese, and they had moved to America.
Yeah, so first generation. And they were trying to bring more Japanese brides over, promising a better life, essentially.
Yep.
And so they would send letters of two things: touched up photos of themselves. I don't know how they did that. Or they would get a picture of their more attractive friend, put that in the letter. And by the time the girls got there, they had no other options. So they had to marry this dude.
Yep.
That is the ultimate catfish.
And oftentimes it was for horrible conditions.
Oh, yeah.
Because the only jobs they could get. And it was like, hey, you're here. You're not going to go back.
But to be fair, it was pretty awful in Japan at the time. Like, they had a famine and all
sure wasn't
kinds of
great.
stuff. Like, there was a reason that they came to America.
You know what? You're right. They
Depending on the
faked
guy,
it.
though, could be bad to worse.
Should I die via starvation or marry this guy?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
All right.
There's something to make it hard. Story, like importance, a 9. Book, 7.4. Not my favorite. Not my favorite.
Yeah, I'm somewhere in between a 7 and an 8. It was different. It's his latest work, ironically. So his first one was 2006. I'm gonna read it. If you guys want to read it, we can cover it.
What is it?
I'll pull it up, but it's essentially about a fire in Minnesota and the people that were impacted by it. It was his first work, 2006. This was his last one.
Under a Flaming Sky, the Great Hinckley Firestorm of 1894.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it's interesting enough for him to cover it.
So, are you saying 7 or 8?
Somewhere in between 7 and 8.
No, you got to pick because you don't do decimals.
Yeah, I'm going to say...
Oh, no, it's an 8 then.
I'm going to say 7 or 8.
No. You're literally, you can't even commit to 7.5 or higher?
It's not an 8. It's just, I guess it's a 7.
It's a 7.
Yeah, it's a 7.
I think it's an 8.4.
Oh, you loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just enough confusion.
I do think that there's I do think the biggest difference between the way that I experienced this book and the way you guys did
is that you read it.
Was that I read significant amounts of it.
Yeah.
And when you listen to it, it is confusing if you haven't read it.
Yeah, I just think that some of his other works...
There's a lot of storylines happening.
You're focused on a handful of things, and you're excited to read about the next one, and he's bouncing around so much in this one. But I will say, covering, if you're into history, you can't beat Daniel James Brown talking about any historical thing.
The battles are incredible. He takes you right there.
This would be an amazing movie.
Oh yeah,
or miniseries. It would be. To do a mini series.
Give me the mini series.
Yeah, eight episodes. They did a 6 or 8 episode on the Tattooist of Auschwitz, and it's very good.
Easy Company. It's called Band of
I
Brothers.
ripped through that book.
I think we should put that on our list.
That's very good.
Sure.
Have you read it?
No.
Oh man, you're in for a good one.
I think we could do fiction just fine on this.
It's not fiction.
Well, yeah, it is.
Tattooist is not fiction. It's historical.
Historical fiction.
It's a historical narrative. He's literally interviewed in the book.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's good. I think October Sky is next.
Ooh, you know what? I'm not convinced I've ever actually watched that.
Yeah, I think it's next, but you never know what's
Tom
going to
Cruise,
happen.
right? Tom
Oh, is
Cruise?
it Tom Cruise?
No,
Gyllenhaal.
that's
Gyllenhaal.
Vanilla.
Maggie Gyllenhaal?
That's Vanilla Sky.
It's but you never know.
Katie Holmes.
Sometimes one of us is like, it's like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and one of us is like, dang, I really want to watch this movie, and then we'll just text the group,
Hey, we should
Hey.
cover.
we should do this.
This might be one of those weeks.
This might be. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Otherwise, October Sky. See you later.